Alright, now, if you're in the same predicament that we're in, this is the bolt you're going to need. It's a Dorman, or you can get any name brand, but you're going to use the M14 150. This thing will cut into that oil pan and pretty much make new threads. And make sure you have your washer on it. So let's see what size we're going to need here. We're going to need an 18 millimeter socket. So you're going to put it up there. And you're going to try to get it to turn in, just to get it grabbed by hand first. Just like that. Then you're going to take your ratchet. And now it's a lot easier to do when the oil pan's up in the engine, but like I said, I don't want any shavings to get in there. So then you just slowly keep on turning, and it's actually cutting into the threading, cutting into the oil pan, and making new threads. Now what I like to do is go ahead, get to a point, and then back up. And then keep going back and forth and go again.
Why?
Because sometimes when you do that, you cut the shape. The shavings will get caught up in the threading, and then it get like stuck. And then people will still going, and then you end up cracking the oil pan. Heck no. Back up a little bit. And see how nice and easy it turns back. So then. Now when you go ahead, easy turn it in until it gets back up to that point. And then we're going to go ahead almost there. Now it feels tight, but I know I'm not tight all the way because the washer is still loose. So I'm going to go till it's like tight, just like I want it. And that is perfect right there. So now, loosen it back up. What I'm going to do is take it actually out. There we go. And you can see inside there how we made new threads.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then turn it over. I don't have much. There is some in there. But that's why I wanted to do this now. There's very little of it in there. We'll blow that out. But now that that's done, now we can. Now what I can do is just get a rag or something, or you want to get some WD-40. Clean that up, clean all the shavings up, and then we're gonna, especially around there how we got in there. So we're gonna clean that up and then reinstall this and tighten it up. All right, let's get that done. We'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're ready to put our sealant on it. You want to make sure you get some, don't use no regular red or blue or black silicone. You want to definitely make sure you use some actual gasket maker. This thing has maximum torque and it's high temp. It's going to be great. Use this stuff because this stuff will definitely outlast son of a biscuit, man. You telling me? I guess make sure that you close the stuff up tight. Dang. Sometimes this works, sometimes it don't, man. Sometimes you just be out of luck. Okay, cool. Okay. And you want to put a nice bead. Now when you're going around the holes, you want to go on the inside like that. So let's start over here. Nice bead all the way around. So let's get this on and we'll be right back. Alright guys, it's all set up, looking good. Now I'm going to grab my 8.5 inch, 8 inch, 3 inch, 3/8 drive extension with my shallow 10mm socket, and I'm going to grab about 4 of the 10mm bolts that got to go up in here. So let's get up under here. Bring our oil pan over. You want to slowly bring it over. Try to get your bolts to line up. And actually what I'm going to do here is get this one over here lined up. Put that in by a couple threads. Okay, then go over here. Try to do that one. Okay, then go on the opposite side. And try to get some lined up in there. And I'm going to put one back here. And once you get those in, you can pretty much, this one don't seem like, let me make sure this one's going in. Okay, there we go. Once you get them in, let's get the rest of them and just get them started in just by a couple threads. Alright, and then you're going to have your, in the back, you're going to have some 13mm, I think they're 13mm bolts, but we're not going to put those in yet. Let's get the rest of these other oil pan bolts in. Alright, we'll be right back. That's our last one. You guys, it is so important to make sure you can screw these bolts in by hand first. You definitely don't want to cluster them. Now we're going to get it tightened up. Now when you tighten this up, you want to go crossways. You don't just want to go around like this. You want to make sure this oil pan goes up evenly. So I'm going to start off in the center one, right around here. And what I'm going to do is just turn that till it just bring that oil pans up and stop. Not going to tighten it up yet. Just stop. Then I'm going to go right across from it to the adjacent bolt and do the same thing. This way, that will help me set this oil pan straight. Alright, now that I got those set, now this one over here, to tighten these up, that's all you're going to do is just go to the stops and a little bit more. That's it. That gasket sealer will take care of the rest. Now I'm going to go back over here to this one over here and tighten that one up till it stops and a little bit more. Now, just like we did on the main bearing caps, we're going to go on a cross pattern, starting off with the next one to the sides. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then you keep going around till we tighten all of them up. Alright, let's get all those tightened up, and we'll be right back. Alright, that is perfect. Next thing we got 4 13mm bolts towards back here, to the back of the oil pan. I don't know if you can see right there. One, and then they'll follow around 2, and then you're going to have 2 on the other side. Okay, now for that, what we're going to do is get a 13mm shallow 3/8 drive. And we already started them off. Let's get our 3/8 drive ratchet, and we're going to tighten them up till they stop, and then a little bit more. Alright, let's get those tightened up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, this is looking good. We got this tightened up. Everything under here is done. That is great. Now, let's get our jack with our block of wood. Make sure you block of wood or you'll crack that oil pan. Not that you might, you will. And let's get some pressure up under here. And let's go see what's next in the party line. We'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is, remember this, the air oil separator. And there's our new one. So let's take this hose off. Good boy. Okay. There's another piece going in the garbage. Up here. Okay, it's held right here. And it's held on by 7 8mm bolts. So let's put our bolts in and start them off by hand so we don't cross thread them. Alright, let's get the other 5 in and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I got my 8mm deep 1/4" drive, my 5" 1/4" drive extension, and my 1/4" drive ratchet. So let's just go ahead and we're going to tighten these up. We're going to go 1, and then we're going to go down here, right about in this location. There's number 2, and then we're going to come back up here to number 3, and then we're going to go to the outside ones. And again, these things don't have to be super tight, guys. I mean, it's plastic. Even though there's metal inserts in there, it's still plastic. So when you tighten them up, you just want to go down till it stops, and a little bit more. That's it. Then I'm going to go into here to number 2, and then I'm going to go there to 3, and then I'm going to do the outside ones. Alright, so let's get those done, and we'll be right back. Okay, man, this is coming out nice, man. This is looking real good. Alright, did we blow the air in out of it? Make sure we blow the air out. What's next on the party line, Sibby? Let's see. Alright guys, over here on the party line, Sibby.
Okay, I'm coming.
Well, we have our oil dipstick, but that's bolted to the intake, so I guess we're going to put that on later. You know what? Heck with it. Let's, since it's up here, we'll put that on. Get this nice and cleaned up, and it's got an O-ring on it. Now, on your O-ring, you can take a little, clean it up with some carburetor cleaner or something, and put a. Matter of fact, we are going to do that. Take our carburetor cleaner. Clean that up. And then just take a little dab of gasket maker, just a little bit around there. And then we're going to install this. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're going to reach down in. It goes into our oil pan. Right down there. And just twist that back and forth while pushing down. Okay, and it's in place. It's pretty much going to go around like this. Get that out of the way. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to clean this up right here a little bit more, and then we're going to get some air and we're going to blow out these holes right here while where the bolts go to hold down the cylinder head. I believe we did it already, but I just want to be sure and clean it up a little bit. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, we got that cleaned up. Now I'm going to get me some air around there, and you want to go to each hole. Yeah, we did blow them out. Make sure all the dirt and anything in there clean out. And take me some nice rag, clean rag, carburetor clean on it. Just go around and wipe. I want this nice and this surface nice and clean. And then what we're going to do is go grab, clean out this exhaust manifold. Let's go grab our, no, you know what guys, I got to show you something. See how those pistons are right now? Right now, those pistons are the perfect position. All of them are level. Let's get ready to show you how to set the timing on this top dead center before we install the head. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, remember when we had the oil pan off and I showed you a bolt up under there that's set to set top dead center on this. Here's the nut, the bolt, the head of it, right here on the side of the engine. We have to remove that. So it's a 10mm, and I got a 10mm shallow 3/8 drive, my 3/8 drive ratchet. And Gotta remove this bolt. Dang it. Should have used a 1/4" rather than more swing to it. And now, got that out of the way. Now you're gonna have to put a special bolt in there. It's gonna be longer. And what it does is the bolt will go in. You turn the crank, and the crank, the balance, one of the balance weights on the crank will turn and hit up against that, and that will be top dead center. So let's go get our tool, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Here's the set you're gonna need to do this. Now this set, again, before we did this job, I looked on YouTube to see kind of videos, and guys had all this. It seems like there's all different kind of 1.6 engines in here. Here's the kit. This is the kit I would get if I was you. Now, and you remember we took out the starter because there's supposed to be an alignment to keep the engine in place with the starter, but this wasn't happening with this. It did not line up. So here's our thing. Here's our 2 bolts right here. So it looks like we'll get that one. Could we use that one if we wanted to? Get it out of the... I guess we can. I guess we can if we wanted to. I don't know. Maybe this one thing. Let's try this one. Let's try this one since it's shorter. What's this? So let's close this up. And let's go up under here and see if this fits in here. The shorter one. Okay. Now we're gonna bring that all the way in till it stops. Now, what I'm going to do is rotate the crank clockwise, and it's going to, that balance, one of them balance weights are going to hit right up against there. And once we do that, that number 1 piston should be all the way to the top. So let's reach over here. Alright, let's get this hooked up, and let's turn this. Bam, just hit. So, let's go up to the top and see what it is. Right there at top dead center. So that's how you set top. You know, guys, being this like this, because I don't understand why they did that. Why couldn't they make a mark on the crank? Let's look at the front of the crank and see if there's a mark here that's showing some kind of alignment or something. You can see it better than I can. You see anything? Any kind of marks or anything that would show it's at top dead center?
I'm not seeing anything. I don't know, maybe I'm missing it.
No, I don't. I'm looking at the top and I don't see nothing. That kind of sucks that it's like that. I mean, you know, they should have something, some kind of mark on it. But, oh well. But we're not going to leave it like that. It's at top dead center, but we are not going to leave it like that because once we put our camshafts in it all, we don't want anything to be offset on timing, anything. So what we're going to do is reverse this, go back maybe about 90 degrees, about right there, or right about there. What you want to do is get those pistons below deck. So we come here, Great, the pistons are now below deck. So when we set our head on, if we have to turn the cams and the valves opening up, we are rest assured that the valves will not hit those pistons. No way it's going to reach down there. So we are set. We're going to leave it just like that. All right, the next step, let's go clean up our, get our new cylinder head that we got from the machine shop, and let's get our head gasket first. All right, let's get our head gasket. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our brand new Moly gasket. Let's get this on. Now, what do they call this thing? What do they name this thing?
Beaded steel.
Beaded steel. I mean, it's not like a multi-layered steel gasket. There's only one layer, and it's beaded. It's got a bead right here, and that's all it is.
It won't be defeated.
All right, so let's get this on. We know, like we got our locator pins, dowel pins. We know that's going to go on that side. So let's see if this lines up right there. No, that one don't line up. So we got to turn it around right here. And everything lines up. So push it down on those pins. Whew. Looking good. Alright, let's go get our cylinder head. Be right back. Alright guys, check it out, man. Look at that, man. That cylinder head looks good, man. They did an excellent job at this. Alright, so now what we're going to do before we put it on, we're going to clean up the surface here. This is where the intake manifold goes. Then we're going to turn it over, clean up where the valve cover goes, then turn it over, the exhaust manifold, and we're going to be reinstalling our studs to go in here. We got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing one? What the heck? Oh, I think the center one was a bolt or something. I don't know. We're going to be putting those back in. And what else we going to clean up here? The back of it, where our water outlet goes. So let's clean all that up first. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them all cleaned up. The next thing I'm going to do is get my little kit right here that Civvy got me for Christmas. Yeah, buddy. And what I want to do is, this is where our fuel injectors go at. You can see in there, it's really cruddy in there. And I want to make sure that it doesn't cause any leaks. So what I'm going to do is spray a little carburetor clean up in there. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, these kits are bad. Look at that one compared to that. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so let's get them all cleaned up. And brush it out. And then we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get our cylinder head. And slowly lower it down. Okay, I want to make sure. You know, we might unbolt this. And, well, it's not turning, but I want to make sure it's definitely not on there like this one is. But it did go down. That's on there good. I mean, it's on the pegs. It looks weird how it's sitting right here. Looks like it's supposed to be back.
Yeah, it does.
Don't it? I mean, but I guess that's it. Man, I'd swear up and down that thing was like that.
Don't guess.
Tell you what, just to be sure, let me grab Alright, we got our new Moly head bolts. Now they always say on no matter what job you're doing, they say, well, they want to measure the bolts and all that. Don't measure nothing. Just get the cheap anyway. Get you some new bolts. Don't even question it.
Oh, so they're saying check the old ones to see if they need to be replaced?
Yeah.
I see. Why take a chance?
I know. Go ahead and go on. Alright. Let's see if
Don't you have to wear those?
yeah, I'm just gonna make sure the bolts are lined, both holes are lined up. Alright, they are. The mosquitoes and rats are starting to come around. Alright, now before we bring these down, get you a little container of oil, so you want to lube up the threads. The reason why you want to do that is because when you put that down, you know, if you if you put a bolt in dry, when you go down to tighten it, it like creaks, it go, and it will definitely throw off your torque. Having a little oil in there will eliminate that, so you could definitely get the right torque when you're doing this. So let's go get us some oil. Got our bolts ready, and let's get us a socket. I believe that was a T50 that go in here. Let's get that as well. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, it's actually a T55. I got my T55 bit here, and I got it onto a 12 millimeter deep socket because remember how we had a hard time, we couldn't even get into here. So what you want to do is take your bolts, get you some oil, and you want to coat the threads up till about, right there. Just dip them in. Start off with the center one. Turn it in. Get your ratchet. And that's all you want to do is just bring that down just till it just barely stops. That's it. That's it. Okay, let's do one more together. Get the bolt. Dip it in the oil. And this time you want to go right across from that. Get that in there. And let's bring that in. Just till it barely stops. That's it. Alright? Let's get the other 8 in and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got all 10 in. Now there are 4 steps to torquing this head down, which sucks. The first one, and I got them all written down here, so snap a picture of that. The first one is 5 Newton meters or 44 inch-pounds. The second one is 15 Newton meters, then 35 Newton meters, and then 75 degrees. So the first one we're going to do is 5 Newton meters, but we don't have, our torque wrench don't go that low, but we do have a 1/4 inch drive torque wrench that reach inch-pounds, so we're going to set that to 44. Alright, let's do that, and we'll be right back. Alright, got my 1/4 inch drive inch-pounds torque wrench, and what you want to do, we're going to go 1, 2, or start from here, 1, 2, and then you go cross pattern 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 5, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, going to cross pattern. As long as you're starting up from the center and working your way out. I like to do the circular pattern because in that way you definitely know you don't miss any bolts. So let's go to this one first. Okay, 1. Two. Dang, it's really right, man. Let's go to circular pattern. This is why I said bring them down till they just stop, because the first one is very low torque. And then these 2, and then the last 2. Alright, let's get those done, and we'll be right back.